Live from the Ball State News Center, this is NewsLink Indiana in high definition.
And good evening. Welcome to NewsLink Indiana. I'm Tanner Holbrook.
And I'm Bree Isom. Thanks for joining us. Ball State Student Government Association has mostly remained out of the major headlines since the last election. However, that changed when President James Wells made a statement yesterday. NewsLink Indiana's Tony Sandlaben has the story.
It is distracting our government from focusing on what needs to be focused on.
Ball State SGA President James Wells took to the media to vent his frustration with the leadership in the Student Senate. He says senators are being let down by their leadership because of its efforts to amend governing documents.
Now I'm doing this to try to help them and put the Senate leadership on notice that they need to listen to their Senate members, get these changes off the table.
The changes Wells is referring to would strip his office of its ex officio status in the Student Senate. This means Wells would no longer be considered a member of the Senate and would no longer sit in on Senate meetings. He was asked at the press conference he called if he felt this was personal. His response was fairly simple.
Common sense would tell me, yeah, seems like a personal attack.
However, when asked if the amendment was an attack, Alex DeLong, the amendment's author, said it was simply clearing up ambiguity.
Basically, we just saw that there was just an error in our bylaws and Constitution, and we just wanted to fix that error.
DeLong said that the Constitution did not allow for the president to have power over the Senate, but the bylaws did. So his committee looked to fix that issue by having both documents keep the president out of the Senate. While DeLong feels this is necessary to avoid confusion, Wells feels it is Senate leadership trying to bypass him. In Muncie, Tony Sandlaben, NewsLink Indiana.
DeLong said the amendment will likely be passed, but will then go to the judicial branch of the SGA to get an official interpretation.
Well, for Ball State, the long-awaited announcement for a new president has finally been made. The Board of Trustees announced Tuesday that Jeffrey Mearns will fill that position, and leading to numerous opinions from students about what his main role should be. NewsLink Indiana's Esther Bauer has the story.
For many students, the role of a president is not something they fully understand, but Tuesday's announcement sparked an interest as to what they think will come with Mearns' move to Ball State.
So with the new president, I feel like it's going to be something completely different.
Telecommunications major Dalton Williams feels change is on its way. He also hopes Mearns will listen to those who walk the campus every day.
The most important role of the president here at Ball State University is to just listen to the students. You know, we just recently had an election for the United States, you know, and our current president is saying, you know, it's a country for the people. So I feel like with our current president, why not make it a school for the students?
Williams isn't alone in his hopes for the future. Zoology major Heather O'Hara hopes listening to students leads to strong communication as well.
And not just keeping things like between your faculty or your immediate supervisors or things like that, like to let the students also know what's going on and like how the school is going to be impacted, because it matters to them too. Like, we pay to be here, so it does matter to us.
With keeping students in the loop being high on everyone's minds, Mearns made known his goal to keep the community connected.
One of the things that is special about a university community is that all of us share responsibility for the commitment to the mission of the university, and in order to encourage people to participate collaboratively and cooperatively, there's the need to be transparent.
While Mearns doesn't officially transition to Ball State until August, anticipation is certainly on the rise to see what the future holds for Ball State. In Muncie, Esther Bauer, NewsLink Indiana.
Mearns will be assisted by a transition team during his move from Northern Kentucky to Ball State. In other news, Indiana Senator Joe Donnelly has said that he will not vote for one of President Trump's cabinet picks. Donnelly believes that Trump's candidate for U.S. Secretary of Education, Betsy DeVos, lacks the, quote, commitment to public education needed to effectively lead the department. DeVos, who helped establish the nation's largest school voucher program in Indiana, came under heavy questioning in her hearing last week. Some U.S. senators, such as Bernie Sanders and Al Franken, were left unsatisfied by her performance, and Donnelly also stated that he was concerned DeVos will not prioritize efforts that are important to Hoosier families.
A state hearing to decide if Muncie Community Schools would continue to honor teacher contracts has been canceled. The hearing was scheduled after the district filed a petition asking the Indiana Education Relations Board to no longer operate under the standing of the 2014 to 2015 contract. Board Director Sarah Cuddy says the hearing was canceled after the district withdrew the request. The request was withdrawn after Teachers Association voluntarily withdrew their unfair labor practices. New contract negotiations can restart at the end of the day, January 31st.
You know, Bree, I want to go back to President Mearns. It really seems like it's going to be a new era here at Ball State.
No, I agree. I'm really excited. It's been a while. I just hope. I talked to Mearns on Tuesday, actually. Yeah. He seemed really nice, so I'm just waiting to see how this pans out.
Yeah, seems like a great guy. Meanwhile, got some cold coming in. NewsLink's David Seipel sitting at the weather wall for us. David, what can you tell us?
Hey, guys. Yeah, well, if you were outside today, you noticed two things. It was windy. It was very chilly out there as well. Currently in Muncie, we are sitting at 32 degrees at that freezing level. Winds are out of the west, 17 miles per hour. And that's making the wind chill values about 17 degrees. So it is very chilly out there. Make sure to bundle up if you are headed outside. These conditions will last for the next 24 hours. Colder weather will come in for tomorrow afternoon into the evening hours. We will stick in for some chances for some flurries, and those gusty winds will continue as well. Will they continue into the weekend forecast? I'll let you know coming up in just a few moments.
All right, David, thank you. Well, President Trump planned on meeting with the president of Mexico, but as of today, those plans have changed. Trump and Mexican President Enrique Peña Nieto were scheduled to meet at the White House on January 31st, and Trump tweeted today that it would be better to cancel the meeting if Mexico is unwilling to pay for the, quote, badly needed wall. According to Nieto's Twitter page this morning, he informed the White House that he will not attend the meeting scheduled for next Tuesday with President Trump. Here's what Trump had to say at the press conference in Philadelphia earlier today.
The President of Mexico and myself have agreed to cancel our planned meeting scheduled for next week. Unless Mexico is going to treat the United States fairly, with respect, such a meeting would be fruitless, and I want to go a different route.
Trump has now proposed a 20% tax on Mexican imports in order to pay for the wall. And coming up, find out which Delaware County organization is helping children in need.
And CUI1 Ball State Immersive Learning Class is being recognized across the state when we return.
Oh! Checking your fantasy league?
Nah, just my 401k statement.
Nice. Where'd you find the money for that?
I just been saving a little every month.
I can't seem to save anything.
Well, what about all this? What about the money you're spending?
What money? It's gone before I can get my hands on it.
I got a pizza for a Todd.
Hey, can somebody spot me?
When it comes to financial stability, don't get left behind.
It's 547.
Get tools and tips for saving at feedthepig.org.
So I've come up with the family emergency plan.
Great. What is it?
It's difficult to talk about, so I'm not telling you.
How will we know what to do?
You won't.
I'm so glad I won't have to remember anything.
And me too. Thanks for this, sweetie.
Talk to your kids about who to call, where to meet, what to pack. Visit ready.gov/kids for tips and information.
So, I just moved in with this family, and it's embarrassing. The little one, he likes to go outside and crawl around in the giant litter box. I don't know what he's doing. I mean, I was born and I knew how to use the litter box. Look at that! That's disgusting! Oh, poop already! You're making me nervous. Oh, okay, I can't look at this anymore. I really hope he grows out of this, for his sake.
Welcome back. Delaware County is in the midst of a drug epidemic. It has claimed many lives and wrecked countless others. But what happens to the children of these drug users? NewsLink Indiana's Cameron DeBlasio has more about the one organization trying to help these kids deal with seemingly impossible circumstances.
For the last 12 years, Ashley Soldad has worked as a staff member for the court-appointed Special Advocates for Delaware County. Her mission has been to help children in broken homes find more suitable living environments. While she's been able to assist many kids through the transition, she says the number of children in need of a helping hand has never been higher.
There's always been a need for volunteers. We've never actually eliminated our wait list. But right now, with the way our county is with the drug problems, our list has never been quite so large. So now we are doing such a great disservice to so many kids in this community who don't have a voice in court for them.
Soldad, who is now the director of CASA in Delaware County, says the goal of the organization is to provide volunteers who serve as mediators between the children and the legal system that determines their fate. Susan Page has been a volunteer for many children. She says these CASAs play a big part in helping children when they may not have anyone else.
We don't make decisions as CASAs. We simply investigate, we pull together information, we keep the magistrate and the court informed about the progress on the case. We just end up impacting children by just doing the one piece that's missing for them.
Soldad says she understands that people may find it challenging to take on this kind of role, but she also believes the positives far outweigh the negatives.
It's something that can be very, very fulfilling. There's definitely it's difficult. There's a lot of emotions involved. There's a sacrifice to it, but it can make such a difference.
Page has the same message for anyone considering becoming a CASA.
There's nothing like having one single individual that knows you, that knows knows what you're missing, that you left behind, that knows what you wish more than anything else for the judge to know about you. So this is the time that we need the community the most.
In Muncie, Cameron DeBlasio, NewsLink, Indiana.
There are currently around 320 children in Delaware County in need of a CASA. If you are interested in volunteering or would like to learn more information about the program, you can visit their website at delawarecountycasa.org.
Well, the House Public Health Committee voted 11-1 yesterday in favor of advancing the proposal to give counties and municipalities control over creating needle exchange programs. The existing law requires a state of emergency before needle exchange programs can operate, and State Health Commissioner Jerome Adams says the declarations are no longer necessary. New Attorney General Curtis Hill opposes the program, and he is concerned that needle exchanges might become distribution centers. The bill will still require exchanges to stock overdose prevention drugs, and Adam will maintain the power to end a program if necessary.
A Ball State immersive learning project is gaining attention across the state. Students from various majors participated and produced a 28-minute documentary for multiple media outlets. Let's take a look at the trailer for Unmasked, the Stigma of Meth.
Being high on meth is like being on fire from the inside out.
I've lost it all because of my addiction.
You know, it stopped being fun when my kids started noticing that there was something wrong with me.
When I first tried shooting methamphetamine, it was over.
Now, you know, you see them houses empty, and it's really sad.
The heat map of activity really pops out in Delaware County.
But it's not an easy fix.
There needs to be some kind of rehabilitation in Muncie.
We're going to help them cut that drug addiction that they have.
You know, I know drug addiction is an ugly thing, but there's still always hope for people.
The documentary will premiere in Pruis Hall on Monday at 7 p.m. The temperature's dropping and now snow is on its way.
Yeah, that's right. Find out what the weekend's weather forecast will look like after the break.
I knew I wasn't.
Can you help me with this? My new dad teaches me all kinds of stuff.
Sure.
He helps me with homework.
That would be 3.6795.
Thanks.
Yep.
He helps me with my decision making.
I wouldn't use this one. Ever.
And he's even teaching me how to drive.
And that's why cars have bumpers.
I'm learning so much.
You don't have to be perfect to be a perfect parent. Thousands of kids in foster care will take you just as you are.
They're coming.
places, everybody.
Light check. 1, 2, 1, 2.
Everything looks good on our end.
And lights.
Come alive with the forest. Visit discovertheforest.org to find a forest near you.
Don't wait. Communicate. Make your emergency plan today.
Hey, welcome back to NewsLink Indiana. You know, it was so nice last week. However, it's getting colder. I'm not liking that.
No, I know. I heard that it's going to be cold this weekend, which is really sad compared to last weekend. David, what can you tell us?
Yeah, those nice temperatures didn't last long, and those will continue. The colder temperatures will continue. As we take a look at radar right now, we are seeing a few snow showers up in northwestern Indiana. These will start to come into our direction, into Muncie, for the overnight hours. Will give us a few flakes for the overnight hours, but definitely nothing to worry about for a morning commute tomorrow. Looking at our almanac, we did hit a high of 39 degrees. That low temperature is actually what it is right now, so we will be seeing that low temperature creep a little bit more down as we go throughout the evening hours. Average temperature is 34 degrees for your high usually, so we are around there, just a little bit warmer, but that will change for the next coming days. Right now, across the state of Indiana, we are seeing temperatures really around the 32 degree mark, 30 degrees in Kokomo, 31 in Lafayette, down in Terre Haute, and at the Circle City, 32 degrees here in central Indiana. Looking at wind chills, because as you know, as you were walking out campus today, it was very windy out there. Wind chills 21 degrees in Indianapolis, 22 in Lafayette, here in Muncie, 21 degrees for that wind chill temperature. So it's feeling very cool out there as we take a look at what's going to happen tonight. 24 degrees will be our low temperature, and those windy conditions will last through the overnight. Windy and cool, west winds at 15 miles per hour. So if you are outside, please make sure to bundle up. It will be chilly out there as wind chill values will be into the teens. Looking at our precision cast here in Muncie at 9 a.m. for your morning commute. Really nothing to talk about, just a lot of cloudy skies. There might be a few flakes in the skies, but we will be seeing it clearing by about 6 p.m. for your drive home for the weekend. Friday at 6 p.m. Really a lot of clear skies going out there, but as we go into Saturday morning into Saturday afternoon hours, we'll be seeing some cloudy conditions and maybe again some few flakes of snow. And as we go throughout Sunday as well, that's when we'll be seeing more snow showers come in for Sunday afternoon. But really for right now, we are seeing no accumulation expected for the next few days. Going into tomorrow, we will be seeing a high of 32 degrees. With those cloudy conditions, those winds will be a little bit less intense as they were today, 11 miles per hour out of the west. And as we go throughout the weekend, though, Saturday and Sunday look to be a little chillier than what we expect. Saturday, mostly cloudy skies, gusts up to about 20. So again, winds will be ramping up as well for Saturday. Sunday, 29 degrees with those possible snow showers. And taking a look at your 7-day forecast, we'll be seeing temperatures really steady across that 30-degree mark. 30 degrees for Monday, 37 on Tuesday, and then warming up again for Tuesday, 37 degrees. Wednesday, 32, and then maybe seeing some peaks of sun on Thursday for 33 degrees.
Yeah, I'm not liking that colder temperatures, David.
No.
Hey, thank you so much.
Yeah.
Peter, what's up in sports?
Well, men's, women's basketball teams both playing well at Ball State. Both have both have a big games on Saturday. So big doubleheader inside Worthen Arena. We'll hear from head coach James Whitford from the men's team and much more next in sports.
Here's to the things that can keep us safe. Those we use all the time with hardly a thought. Those that are silently standing by to save our lives. And now, those that we carry with us everywhere we go. Many mobile devices will now bring you wireless emergency alerts, real-time information directly from local sources you know and trust. With the unique sound and vibration, you'll be in the know, wherever you are.
Cook foods to the right temperature using a food thermometer. 3,000 Americans will die from food poisoning this year. Keep your family safer. Check your steps at foodsafety.gov.
So, I got this new family, and I don't know what it is about this one, but she can't seem to put down that toy all day long. Tap, 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 tap. Oh, and she even talks to it. She talks to that more than she talks to him. What's up, bro? Nice shirt. Who's she talking to? Her mom? She talks to her mom a lot.
You wanted to be a teacher when you were little, but things changed. Teaching didn't seem that cool anymore, so you decided to become something else. But what would your 12-year-old self say? Amazing things are happening in teaching, so it's time to put it back on your list. Don't try to convince yourself otherwise. You had it right the first time.
Hey, good evening, everybody. Well, both the men's and women's basketball teams here at Ball State are gearing up for a big doubleheader at Worthen Arena on Saturday. As January comes to a close, both are atop their divisions, and both are coming off of big road wins. For the men, it was an 88-80 win in Ypsilanti, Michigan on Tuesday over Eastern Michigan. The Cardinals cruised behind big performances from their big men, Trey Moses and Franco House. James Whitford's team has now won 4 of its last 5, heading into Saturday after starting MAC play with 2 straight losses. Ball State now returns home for a critical 3-game stretch. They'll host Western Michigan on Saturday before welcoming Toledo and Buffalo next week. And as you can tell by looking at the standings, it is crowded atop the MAC West, folks. A 4-way tie for first place with Central Michigan just a game behind. Western currently in the basement. Today, Whitford talked about the importance of this homestand.
Really important. I look at it in 2 different ways. You have the conference race, you have a constant quest to get better that never changes, and then you're trying to do as best you can within your own conference. And I think, that for that second category, the first category impacts March more than the second. If you lose all 3 of these, we keep getting better, we're going to be fine in March. But if you lose all 3 of these, you can't win the conference. And we have subtle things like this. We're defending MAC West champions, co-champions. I mean, that's a meaningful goal for us. And I think within the race of the conference, I think these games are really, really important.
And not only is Saturday's game a big one as far as the MAC standings are concerned, it's also a celebration of the building the Cardinals have called home for a quarter of a century. This weekend, 25 years of Worthen Arena will be celebrated. Former players and coaches will be on hand for the ceremonies. A special display of memorabilia will be scattered throughout the concourse, and the first 1,000 students to show up, how about this, receive this free t-shirt. Men's game will tip at 1 p.m. with the women's game versus Northern Illinois set to tip about 30 minutes following the men's contest. Speaking of the women, they're rolling right now too. Cardinals have won 4 straight games after last night's 89-75 road victory over Buffalo. The story of the game was the play, no doubt, of junior forward Mariah Monaco, who poured in a career-high 35 points and 9 rebounds. The forward nailed 8 3-pointers in the win, which also tied a career high. Brady Saleh's team is now 7-1 in MAC play, and they're in a good position as they prepare for the stretch run. However, much like it is on the men's side, the MAC West is crowded at the top. Cardinals are tied with Northern Illinois for the top spot, with Central Michigan just a half game back. Western is right there in the thick of things as well. Sole possession of first place will be on the line when the Cardinals meet the Huskies of NIU on Saturday. So, guys, couple of big games, no doubt, to be played inside Worthen Arena on Saturday. Big celebration as well. And one other note, the men's game that was set to be played on February 11th against Ohio on a Friday, Saturday, right, has been moved to a Friday night on February 10th. So
yeah, definitely looking forward to the big celebration this weekend. 25 years at Worthen.
Awesome. Absolutely, guys.
All right, well, Peter, thank you. Find out after the break what local shops can provide you with all of your vintage needs.
And we'll tell you what Broadway musical is happening now on Ball State's campus. Your entertainment news is next.
Hey, did you know 2.4 million loving cats and dogs in shelters and rescues need our help to find a home? Let's go to theshelterpetproject.org and meet if you are in a shelter near you. Harlow, oh, she's one great listener who loves to hear all your stories. My kind of cat. Cerulo is a sweet, goofy boy who's eager to please. Sounds just like another dog I know. So go to theshelterpetproject.org, search your local shelters and rescues, and go for a cuddle with your next best friend. Adopt.
Sure, I look cute now, but when my owner lost his job, it was rough. I was living on the street, and one night, me and this Cocker Spaniel got into it so bad, I wound up looking like an ice cream cone. I cried a little bit, but thankfully I got rescued, so I'm running, I'm jumping, all back to my old self. And I'm ready to give unconditional love, even if you put a lampshade on my head.
There's one thing you can never have sex without.
It's not something you buy.
Or something you take.
In fact, there's only one way to get it.
It has to be given to you, freely.
It's consent.
Because sex without it isn't sex.
It's rape. Consent.
If you don't get it, you don't get it. It's on us to stop sexual assault.
Learn how and take the pledge at itsonus.org.
Fashion trends from the past are coming back in style. And if you like to thrift shop, you may notice an increase in shoppers. Resale shops have become more popular in recent years. NewsLink Indiana's Bree Isom, it's me, and I have the story. Some clothing trends are making a comeback, and resale shops are catering to the old souls of this generation. The Vintage Shop in Muncie says it aims to bring a resale shop and vintage style to the community. And the owner, Jasmine Shop, says she thought there needed to be a vintage store in Muncie.
I've always wanted to. I really love vintage clothing.
The Vintage Shop offers a wide selection of clothing from the 80s, 90s, and on. Shop also says she enjoys looking for vintage clothes, just as much as she likes running the shop.
I usually go to estate sales, and people usually don't buy the clothes. They usually have all the clothes left over, or people will pick through certain things. But for the most part, I'll go in and I'll just buy all the clothes, and people are very happy.
Most people come to vintage shops to look for stuff from the past, like this flannel or some other dresses. The Vintage Shop in Muncie helps shoppers find clothes that will never go out of style. Customers like Julia Kane shop at the Vintage Shop and enjoy the artistic atmosphere.
Art from local artists, and it looked really handmade, and even though it wasn't all from the same person, it did make the shop have a cohesive look.
In Muncie, Bree Isom, NewsLink, Indiana. The Vintage Shop is open Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and Saturday from 12 to 6 p.m.
Yeah, that's right. And tonight is the night, and the music is blaring. The 2013 Grammy Award for Best Musical Theater Album, Once, is performing tonight at Emmons Auditorium. The musical-based Academy film tells the story of an Irish musician and a Czech immigrant drawn together by their shared love of music. Over the course of one fateful week, their unexpected friendship and collaboration evolves into a powerful but complicated romance, heightened by the emotion of songs they create together. The next upcoming show will feature folk singer John Molchan on Sunday at 4 p.m. And that's all for your entertainment news for this evening.
Thank you, Tanner. All right, and that's all we have tonight for NewsLink Indiana. Be sure to watch tomorrow night at 9 p.m. right here on Cardinal Vision.
That's right. Be sure to like us on Facebook and follow us on Twitter. Have a great night.